back to Duke Rehab Performance. We're continuing down this progression of hip hinging. We're into the power section of everything. And kind of the end-all, be-all for power of hip hinging is really trying to get to some of those Olympic lifts, like a snatch. So that's what we're going to kind of work on the progression here. We had a nice start by being able to do some kettlebell swings. We even got to the point where we're doing one-arm swings, which is important progression to try to get here when we're doing a unilateral snatch. So what we'll have Garrett do here is I'm going to have him go straight into a kettlebell swing first. So he's getting his swings, and now the movement for a snatch is a little bit different. So go ahead and put that weight down. I want you to turn to the side. And go ahead and do your swing again. So in a kettlebell swing, that weight's kind of out far in the front. But to get to a snatch, the eventual position has got to be up overhead. So how we kind of get there is, go ahead and take a break there. How we kind of get there is, I'm going to have him demonstrate here first, is as he gets into that low part of his swing, and that hand's in his groin, when he's coming back up, he's going to pull, and instead of letting it come way out here, he's actually going to pull it back towards his shoulder. So go ahead and do a couple of those. So he's pulling it back, trying to get ready to put there. And the reason for that is when I get here, then I can transition my hand underneath much easier than trying to be out here and get underneath that weight. So after we get that high pull, you can practice that for a little bit until you feel comfortable with just the pulls. After you get that high pull, it's imagine putting a glove on. If I imagine the gloves up here, I've got to pull and then put that glove on up here. So it's going to look kind of in that motion a little bit faster on this one. So I'll have Garrett go ahead and demonstrate. So he's got that pull, and there goes the glove on top. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Back down. A couple key points on this one when you get to that top position of when his arm is overhead with that weight, go ahead and put your right arm up overhead. What we want to see is that nice, straight, kind of hollow position still. Everything is nice, straight. We don't want to see the tendency is people when they get here will hyperextend, and now they're trying to use their low back for that stability instead of using their core musculature on there. So we're really watching out for that. The other thing we're kind of watching out for is making sure that as he's at the top, we're not seeing that this stays in a good position. We really don't want that hyperextension where now he's just kind of getting that impingement in the back of his shoulder. We're not at complete maximal range just there. We're in that neutral position just north of us. That way he has to stabilize with his musculature, not trying to lock out his joints and stabilize with that. So you can really watch for that, and he does a couple more here. Perfect. Not getting that hyperextension, being able to maintain in all that good position. Wrist is nice and straight at the top. That way we know we got his whole musculature in there. Looking great.